actually staying on. He looked a little bit rusty there. That's not that surprising in the new year, but he can banish the disappointment of a 3-0 defeat with hope. Scott Donaldson, though, played very nicely indeed in that match.
Judd's taken on a few long pots and potted a few of them. Playing okay, looks comfortable to me. Just he let a couple of frames slide by. He really ought to have levelled up at 1-1, and
that's the thing, they're so short, these matches, and the players, you know, they're all capable. Certainly is the case for Bingham. What he lives for, really. Got a pretty good record against Trump. Of course, famously beat him in the semis the year Bingham won the World Championship. He's had several wins over him since.
Rhythm.
30.
Meetings does favour Trump, 22 wins to 9, but doesn't tell the whole story, does it? Because as far as Bingham's concerned, he'd be happy if it was 22.
$90.
It though. Missed that by a long way, but you could see there. Hang on, no.
Stuart Bingham,
but
90.
you could see there the way Stuart.
The day continues, and it starts here in this match. I think that we'll see how things develop for him. Highest break 49 in the first match, and of course pressed on very quickly after that. Won the China Open a couple of years later, and since then he's been every inch one of the game's real big hitters himself.
I know that sometimes an anchor for you, the heavier the better in some regard.
23.
Because if you play a power shot with the rest, sometimes the rest head can move if it doesn't weigh enough. It's the shaft of the rest that players are always wanting to be on the heavier side.
30. $31. $38.
Left himself the perfect angle on the big shot for Judd coming up.
Cheers, John, thank you. Go on.
Let's play this one again. Got on for the same pocket.
Yeah, so this is his first time.
52.
First couple of days here. Scott Donaldson is a former winner of the tournament.
$60.
And goes frame ball virtually for Judd. Well, the black's actually 67.
67.
So he is safe, so he can relax a little.
$68.
Good clean pot from Judd, but he's just overrun the cue ball. But we know how good Judd is at taking the cue ball and multiple cushions, different postcodes, and back up the table for a red. This empty break still on. Oh, look at the side spin on the cue ball. Needs to run though.
Yeah, when he plays the cue. Beautiful shot.
76.
Beautiful shot. Judd Trump has made 16 centuries so far this season. Of course, a couple of years ago he became only the second man to make
80.
100 plus in a season, just fell short of Neil Robertson's record. But even so, some achievement.
82. $85. 89. 94.
So much better. He didn't make a half century in the first match of the day, which he lost 3-0. He needs this pink for his first century of 2022. Nicely done.
100.
Been a lovely break this. So Stuart Bingham's Miss Blue was very costly. If he was wondering if Judd Trump would be down on himself after the first defeat, in fact the opposite's happened. He's
107
come
on the
out
frame.
all
Judd Trump.
guns blazing and like 3-1 to Karen Wilson. Lu Ning needed at least one snooker there, and he's currently in with a chance of clearing up. He's on the blue, he got the snooker, clearing up with a chance to make it 2-2. I'll let you know how that goes on. Of course, it is live on Matchroom Live. Well, I mean, as the cue ball ended up there from that court.
I thought that red would be challenging for Stuart. He'll still be mindful of the blue that he missed by so far in that first frame that cost him a few of the reds from the pack here. Take one on in the end. Oh, he's done all sorts of damage there, you'd think, but no. Oh, that's a good effort from Stuart, but wow, that was risky. Did not have to take.
Championship League specialist, won both of these events, ranking and invitational, last season.
Thanks, Stuart.
Began a little rustily. Mark Selby for one, Xiao Gudong, but they got better and better with every match they played. But Stuart, just seems a little low on confidence. Stuart, that can soon change with a couple of good victories and a few big breaks. I just feel that Stuart needs that to happen.
6.
Just to regain the confidence that we all know that he normally plays with.
$7.
It's funny because he did say, Trump, at an earlier tournament this season, that he feels he plays better against other top 16 players. He says, I sometimes come unstuck against players a little lower down the rankings. Now that theory has been borne out today because he's been beaten by
40.
Scott Donaldson, who's currently stationed 39th in the world rankings.
50.
If you look back at his results, it doesn't bear out, of course, because over the last few years he's beaten plenty of lower ranked players. Meanwhile, this still needs potting. With red spread far and wide, this needs to go in.
The pink, but Judd prefers this one. He can get onto the black from this much easier.
21.
As that cue ball stopped in time. And the
29. Thirty-four. 35.
The way Mark Selby, Zhao Guodong, they've already played a couple of times, of course, this week. In fact, 2 matches running yesterday over on that table. So it's sort of friends reunited there, almost.
38.
Just joining us, Trump. He's got a very tough starter in the Masters next week, Mark Allen. I mean, there's no easy matches there, but for a first round, for both of them, that's a brutal draw.
43.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Xiao Xin Tong's match with John Higgins. Of course, Xiao defeated en route to winning the...
51.
Didn't have the best angle to work with there, but he's got the red in bulk. I thought from the word go that Judd was queuing okay.
56.
I think he was struggling with the speed of the table. His positional play let him down a few times.
57.
Well, that's not ideal. Let's just play it with topspin and hope the cannon works out. Cool.
63.
So, Bingham has missed a couple
68.
that were missable. The blue and then that difficult red as well. Along the way, miss a long one also. Just hasn't really been able to get in this match. And Judd
69.
Trump has reacted well to that initial defeat to Donaldson by turning it on here. Ooh, he wasn't sure.
Judd
The black
Trump,
just stayed
69
out, but
on the
69 is going to be enough for sure. So Judd Trump, really in no time at all, has got this match in the palm of his hands. He leads Stuart Bingham 2-0. He needs one more for victory.
Stuart Bingham
Looking
to
good
bat.
against Stuart Bingham. He leads 2-0. He's had breaks of 107 and 69, so he needs one more frame to pick up his first point from this group.
Foul. And a miss. Stuart Bingham 6.
Wow, it's himself. He's just got to be careful this red doesn't fit the right corner. Oh, something else has. And Judd will be taking this on, and if it goes in...
Well.
Beautiful crisp pot from Judd, and he just about... Straight away he's trying to get onto it, but far too much running side on the cue balls left him way out of position. Judd.
Just trump 6.
But again,
Cheers,
it's
Stuart.
a poor one from Stuart. I really do think he's low on confidence.
Got to the semis,
What?
and then even for him, I mean, he is a great enthusiast, but he can sometimes just as well, and Jagudong, so it's a very tough day snooker.
Just trump 6.
Need to play for the red next to the black, so that the black's available. And he's got a choice here. Oh, he's really struggling.
Stuart.
One thing Trump's not whether he can start to take them.
What?
Good point, Dave, yeah.
I always watch the walk. You can tell a lot from that.
Did well to hold the cube, to win a frame in one visit like this, well, from a chance like this, just to instill a little confidence in his game.
9.
Sometimes players increase their speed of play just to give them a little pep up.
$17.
Well, to stand any chance in had a good little run
25.
pre-Christmas to the semi-final. I think both players accepted that. O'Sullivan won 6-2.
$30. $33.
Even that's gone a touch awkward for
40.
Stuart, but shouldn't be a problem. He just has to drop this red in.
$41. $48. $49.
In the cue ball somehow made its way around the back of the reds, landing on the black. And he's kept going, and he's not too far away from
5. $56.
in fact, this pink should be sufficient.
$62. $63. $71.
First two frames, he must have felt things can't get any worse, really, so they've got better.
79.
Of course, the difference is this is his first match. Trump's already played and lost. He got nothing out of it at all. Lost 3-0. And even if Bingham lost 3-1, it could be this frame tomorrow night when we're counting back
85.
actually makes some difference somewhere in the table. Remember, after points won, it's frames won.
86.
139 in the last group. Seemed not all the players were aware there was a prize, but Stuart Bingham knew.
$92.
Possible 119. I don't think that'll win it, but he'll be delighted to make a century after the way this match began.
94. $97.
Stuart really needed this break. This is Brown for the century. And it goes,
101.
and that should give Stuart a great deal of confidence. Problem is, it's all very well
106.
making a big century and the balls are close together, but shots from long range are his problem.
112.
He goes tied 10th now on the all-time list with Mark Allen, 516 centuries for his career. Just what the
119
snooker
on the
doctor
French,
ordered
Stuart
that. He was struggling early on. Judd Trump was playing well. Bingham has responded. It's the 50th century of the Championship League this season. It's plenty, isn't it? We had a lot in the last group, and we'll have plenty in this one with the quality of the field. We've already had 3 actually this morning.
Can't beat a bit of cotton.
Well, a bit of quality bants there between the referee and player, but there was a hair on the cue ball, and Rob Spencer's.
You just never know what this young man will take on next, do you?
One.
A couple of decades or more ago, players use reverse side and going into the pack of reds. When the cue ball
17.
comes off the cushion, it comes back towards the reds instead of back towards the black, which could mean sometimes you're on nothing. That's not ideal for Stuart, that cannon to the pink.
22. 23.
Certainly isn't guaranteed here. Pretty well. Hampered to the pink. Will he cannon the red near the corner pocket? Actually, he was able to cue it okay. This cue ball needs to slow down.
Thanks. $44.
Well, Stuart's certainly done all the hard work now. Every chance of a second and consecutive century break.
Yeah, I mean, this is their best game, isn't it? Both of them, the heavy scoring, getting in, opening things up like this, and then picking them off, basically. That's it sounds easy when you just say it like that, but of course, all the hours of practice they've
51.
done is how they get into this position in the first place. Stuart Bingham, something of a late bloomer, but
52.
it's really come alive in the Barry Hearn era with all the additional playing opportunities. That's where he has really found his feet as a player. Won the Australian Open back in 2011. That was his first ranking title. And has won plenty more since, not least, of course, the World Championship. And
Easily cost him frame and match, given the position of the Reds. Difficult
60. Thanks, Judd.
for the group. And a very decent one.
yeah, it's funny, yesterday he was playing Jia
67.
Tong, who had a chance to beat the 139, but he didn't realise there was a high break price, so off the last red, instead of playing for the black, he played for the blue. And therefore couldn't
68.
beat it. And we cut to Stuart with a big smile on his face. He knew exactly what was happening. It's a really big break on here, though, as you say. Now the frame's won, he can focus on it. Still 67 left, so it's 141 if he takes
74.
blacks. And that would be a good target.
75. $81. 82.
Amazing, isn't it? Half an hour ago, Stuart was really struggling. You could see the expression on his face while sat in his comfortable armchair there, that he looked
88.
rather disconsolate.
89.
And now he looks completely rejuvenated.
$96. 97.
The Century wants to set a target here. Could be another 139. A lot rests on this
104.
next shot. Which has not gone in.
104 on the
So the
frame.
break ends at 104, but two fine breaks from Stuart Bingham. 119, 104. He emphatically levels up. We've got a big... and 104. I don't know, but the first four stagings of the Masters, one of our top events, there wasn't a single century. In this match, we've had three.
One.
Well, considering Judd has been kept off the table pretty much in this deciding frame, has fallen to Judd. Black's certainly any chance of the red potting in the left corner, the one that's by the black.
5.
And if he could get on that red and it pots into the...
Just give us a sec here, John.
There it is, I suppose.
$12.
Seems a big fame for Trump in a very difficult group.
Judd plays that pack opener so well from the... And I think both pink and black are
80.
available now, so Judd...
$23.
that
Just
was
trumped
the right
23.
ball to play all day long, but I just wondered whether that's a good one from Stuart
What?
Bingham. He'll be happy enough with the position on the blue.
Seven. Thirty.
So may play a delicate stun into the pack of reds here. Does anything go?
$90.
Table in this match, that would be 2 consecutive defeats for him. An ideal
22.
start to the group, but he's more than capable, as we all know, of.
Results which may happen tomorrow,
ball.
depending on how he gets on. He's got 2 more matches today. He's got to stay focused here and hope that he gets another chance in this match.
Entirely happy with that shot that he's played, because he's just pushed a red towards the side cushion. And he'll certainly need one of them.
29.
He's got the chance here. If he looks at the scoreboard, he's 5 points ahead. He's got an angle here on the pink to bring one of those 2 awkward reds into play, because he should be on the red near this left corner. Oh, would you believe it? It's not worked out. I have to say, he's played the...
And that's what they call him. That's such a good pot.
36.
Really was. And now, what a chance.
Look, 6s and 7s at the beginning of the match was really struggling. Completely different player now. Brimful of confidence, it seems.
$39. Thanks, Stuart.
They begin afterwards. Need of
47.
Yes, classic chalk and cheese performance. And it's not just that he was struggling, Trump was playing superbly. He started with a century, 69 in the second frame. If not, then Judd Trump may get another chance.
55.
Well, it's decision time, isn't it, as you say. Well, he's played in the end a clever
Stuart
shot
Bingham,
to try and
55.
double the black without any chance of leaving that red on, but it didn't go. Very exciting.
Stuart was trying to be a little bit too clever. Oh, you never know. It hasn't gone in. At least it's safe. Oh,
first things first. As you say, he's got to swerve it. Oh dear. Well, now he needs a snooker.
Stuart Bingham 5.
And he's
frames from
conceded
match.
with the
Judd,
red over the table.
thanks,
That ended rather suddenly, didn't it? So Judd Trump made all